You're watching NBC 16 News Today.
Welcome back. Your time now is 6:44. Well, a homemade breakfast is a great way to get your day started. And if you're able to prepare that big family breakfast, especially for the weekend, Chef Becky has a treat for young and old. And since it's got chocolate adding the sweetness, these waffles don't need any syrup.
In the kitchen.
It's time for another edition of In the Kitchen. I love breakfast food, and I can't believe I'm going to say this. Sometimes you have to be able to make more than just bacon and eggs.
Hi everyone, I'm Chef Becky, and this morning I have my daughter Ellie helping in the kitchen.
Hi.
And we're going to show you one of her favorite breakfast recipes, which is chocolate chip waffles.
You can combine chocolate chips and waffles. That sounds like a great combination. What's the list of ingredients we need?
Here we have 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, ½ teaspoon of baking soda, ½ teaspoon salt, ½ cup white sugar, ½ cup of cocoa powder, 1 cup of whole milk, 2 large eggs, 1/4 cup of Nutella, which is a chocolate hazelnut spread, and you'll find that next to the peanut butter. And lastly, most importantly, we have 1 cup of dark chocolate that I have finely chopped. My favorite brand is Chocolate Decadence, and if you can't find that, you could substitute mini chocolate chips. We're going to start out by adding the dry ingredients to a large mixing bowl. With cocoa powder, I always recommend sifting it, because if you don't, sometimes you'll get small beads of cocoa powder in your recipe.
And obviously, once we have all the dry ingredients together, we want to get them nice and combined.
Next, we will add the wet ingredients. I like to use whole milk for this recipe. I always like to crack my eggs into a separate container instead of cracking it directly into the recipe so I can see the shells.
Okay, so we have all our wet ingredients, so I suppose we're going to give this a good stir, correct?
That's right. I'm going to use an electric mixer. So with all waffle recipes, you don't want to overmix it or they'll become tough. The waffle iron is preheated to medium-low, and I'm going to brush the waffle iron with canola oil using a heat-safe brush. And I like to use canola oil because it has a high smoke point, and it is much cleaner and easier to clean up than the aerosol sprays.
Now, are you going to want to do that every waffle that you make then?
Yes,
okay.
Every time. For my waffle iron, I've learned that it takes about 1/3 of a cup of the batter per waffle. And I like to put the batter right in the center and use the back of a spoon to spread it out. So I'll close the lid, and this particular recipe takes about 2.5 minutes per waffle. So I like to use wooden chopsticks to remove the waffles because metal tongs would scratch the surface.
So now that our waffle is complete, of course, there are several different ways we can dress this up.
That's right. Today we're going to use some warm Nutella for drizzling. You could also use peanut butter or whipped cream.
And you just microwave this briefly.
That's right, just about 20 seconds. The waffle already has 3 kinds of chocolate, so I think syrup would be a little too much sugar.
Yeah, definitely a sugar overload there.
And if you are into bananas, you could put some banana coins on top.
And there you have it, the finished product. Now, how many waffles is this recipe going to make?
8 to 10, depending on the size of your waffle iron.
And a great thing is that you can freeze these for later use, but if you're heating them up, maybe a lower heat for it?
I would recommend reheating these in your toaster or skillet with low heat because of high sugar content. They're more likely to burn.
Okay. Is this one of your favorite breakfast ideas?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, this is a great breakfast idea, and of course, Chef Becky will post it on her Facebook page, and we'll put it on our website at NBC16.com. That's going to do it for another edition of In the Kitchen.